All right, so we're here on the very first game-changing podcast episode. And first off, I want to thank you all for tuning in. You don't have to do this, but you are. You're probably bored. I'm bored, so I'm making a podcast here. This just came out of the blue, so I'm starting it up. We're going to get it going. And Game Changing is about sports mainly, but we do some other stuff too. I don't like wasting time. I know you don't like wasting time. You'll probably double speed this video, get it over with quick, but thank you for watching. Tune in, follow Instagram for more content. It is in the bio on YouTube. All right, let's get it started straight out the gate. Let's talk about baseball. The MLB, what the hell are they doing? What in the world are they doing? They totally messed up. They had, 14 players on the Marlins team out of a, 27-man roster test positive for COVID-19. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd. They're doing the worst job of anybody. The NBA looks like absolute geniuses right now, and I don't think they are. Adam Silver's probably the best commissioner in all pro sports, but I don't think he deserves that much credit. Crazy stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna pull up some stats here from the MLB, and so they postponed the game. How many days in the season? Three days in the season they had to postpone a game. Phillies, Yankees. I mean, when you're doing stuff like that, three games into the season, it's pathetic. Why would you even start the season? Like, do they not think about this before they start the season? They're gonna have to put it on pause again, guaranteed. Wait, I'm calling it first. You're listening. They will have to pause the season again. Well, they didn't even pause the first time. They suspended it. They will pause the season again, and who knows if they'll even finish it. I don't think they will. I don't see how they can at this rate. We got we got some games today going on. The Reds, surprise win over the Cubs, 12-7, just a butt whooping. They put the works on them, absolute works. Yankees, Phillies. Let's go back to that, though. And Orioles, Marlins. So we had a couple games postponed. And White Sox, Indians, and Yankees, Phillies. So we had 3 or 4 games postponed 3 or 4 days into the season. Like, I think that's unacceptable. I was watching something the other day where they said they're probably going to have to pause the season again. Rob Manfred has absolutely no idea what he's doing, and it's very obvious. I don't understand was why in May they were talking about doing a bubble in Arizona. That was the big talk. Everybody talked about it. It was big for them, the MLB and everybody, and I thought it was guaranteed to happen. And then Rob Manfred decided, you know what? No, why would I be smart about this? We should be dumb about this and just let them play wherever the hell they want to play. You can't do that. This is a time of desperation. This is a time of need. People need sports, and it's going to get paused again. People love baseball. Me, my fantasy baseball league. We were so excited, and then it got paused, and then it comes back on, and we had to redraft and everything. It was crazy. And then Garrett Cole, my starting pitcher, game's postponed. Thanks, Rob Manfred. If you had a bubble, this wouldn't be an issue. Bubble's the way to go, obviously. And I don't know why they didn't. The only thing they changed, but it was Canadian rules. It wasn't even MLB rules, was you couldn't play in Canada. So, that changed, but everything else is the exact same. Literally the exact same 60-game season. And with 60 games, who's gonna win MVP? Comment down below who's gonna win MLB MVP in this 60-game stretch. Is somebody gonna get hot? Is somebody gonna be really consistent all 60 games? Is it gonna be a guy that plays like dog the first 30 games and then the last 30 just tears it up? Like, is that possible? Is it possible for somebody to win MVP in 30 games? Is it possible? Like, it's crazy to think about, but I think it could easily happen. Like, if somebody tears up the last 30 games of the season, why not give it to them? Depending on how bad they played the first 30, but it's definitely possible. I just think baseball, I'm not a huge baseball fan like I used to be when I used to play baseball. And when you play, I think you're much more into it than when you don't play. and so I don't watch that much. I mean, I don't watch too much anymore. I keep up with it, and especially this year because I got a fantasy team. But me, even just, I may not be the smartest guy in the world, but I'm not stupid enough to not put him in a bubble. I mean, there's common sense to me. Use your brain, Rob Manfred. All right. Let's switch topics. Since this is our first podcast, we are a little behind on some other big news. Let's go back to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, not only did he sign the biggest contract in sports history, now he is a part owner of the Royals, the Kansas City Royals, the baseball team. I think he should just be the owner of the Chiefs and the Royals, just overall. Just own them both. This was all because he spent a lot of time in the clubhouse as a kid. Is it real? I don't know. But his dad was a pitcher, so I guess he's trying to follow that legacy. A little Michael Jordan stuff right here. He said he's honored and all this. But let's talk about his deal worth over $500 million possibly. Includes a $140 million injury guarantee, as well as a no-trade clause. So this dude could legit break his leg on purpose. I don't think he will, but he could. He could break his leg tomorrow, and he would still get a $140 million guarantee over the next, 13 years or something? 10 years. Sorry. This was a little while ago. 10 years. He would still get $140 million. He would have enough money to do whatever the hell he wanted to. And that is, he could quit the game. $140 million injury guarantee. I mean, that's freaky. Freaky stuff. Does anybody deserve that? Is he that good? And then I'm scrolling through Instagram tonight, and he's fourth on the rankings. They come out with these NFL rankings, and Lamar's first. Russell Wilson is second. Aaron Donald's third, and Patrick Mahomes is fourth. How in the world is Patrick Mahomes fourth? He just won MVP. No, sorry. He won MVP the year before. He won the Super Bowl this year. He won Super Bowl MVP this year. Now, I'm fine with Lamar being first because he won MVP this past year. I understand that. I understand that he had probably, one of the best regular seasons. I get all that. But Mahomes being fourth? You're telling me that people starting a team would rather have Russell Wilson than Patrick Mahomes? No. Nobody in a million years. I think you could pick all 32 GMs, 32 coaches, and every single one of them would say, I want Patrick Mahomes instead of Russell Wilson. Nothing against Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a absolute great quarterback. And I think he keeps on progressing, which you don't always see of people his age. I mean, he's getting up there. He's a little older. He's a veteran. He's in his prime right now, later prime. He's in his prime, though. And how old is Russell Wilson? Let's see here. Russell Wilson is 31, so he's late prime. He may be out of his prime, actually. Later prime, smoking hot wife. But the point is, Russell Wilson is not a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I think you listening here know that. I think I know that. I think everybody else knows that. So, are these NFL rankings like the Madden ratings where, nobody takes them that seriously? Some of the players got offended and all that. I mean, Patrick Mahomes should be offended that he's not number one in this. That was absolutely insane. Absurd. I don't know. There's no words for it. There's really nothing to say. Also, I just saw something that popped up that said Joe Burrow's dad was happy about his new contract. Talk about Joe Burrow for a second. I love Joe Burrow with all my heart. I've never met the guy, no, but I'm a big LSU fan. And so him coming in and dominating like he did was incredible. And they had, no doubt, the greatest single season in college football history. No doubt. Y'all can argue, the U and they went undefeated. You can argue whatever you want. It doesn't compare to what they just did. And Joe Burrow just got a $23 million signing bonus. So all he had to do was sign a piece of paper, and he got $23 million. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? It is crazy. This is 36. I don't know the exact numbers on this. I'm looking it up. $23.9 million signing bonus. The fully guaranteed deal is worth $36.19 million. He hadn't even played a snap in the NFL yet. Look, I believe in this guy 100%. I think he's going to be an MVP. I think he's going to win Super Bowls. I think this is the year the Bengals finally turn it around. I'm a Bengals fan as well. It's been tough, brutal the last few years, especially last year. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on this new coach. I know what he did last year, and I wasn't that impressed. The Zach Taylor guy. Like, look, I get the whole turning it around thing, but do you really need to lose every game but one? Or what they win, one or two? Whichever, however many. I think they won one. Like, do you need to lose that many games in order to rebuild? That's not how I would rebuild. Granted, I'm sitting here talking, he's coaching. I think the main issues with the Bengals are in the front office, but that's for another day, another time. But back to Joe Burrow, his dad said we finally got him out of our basement. I thought that was pretty funny. His dad seems like a quality dude. He quit his job, or didn't quit, but retired from coaching in order to watch Joe play. I mean, can we give some props up to him? He deserves some clap. Clap it up in the comments. Clap it up. Let's go. So the Bengals are on the up and up, I think. They got T. Higgins, who I love. I don't like Clemson, but I think T. Higgins was the best wide receiver in the draft. Some people are going to come and be, what about Ruggs? What about all them? No. T. Higgins will prove that he's the best. He has Joe Burrow, who is one of the smartest quarterbacks to ever play, even though he hasn't played it down in the NFL. So T. Higgins will definitely prove himself. And another thing on Burrow, who was it? There was a GM that said, GM about Burrow. A former NFL GM by the name of... Who was this? How do I not know this? Polian's Burrow comments. Bill Polian thinks Burrow will struggle as a rookie due to the coronavirus and its impact on the NFL offseason. Talent, you can't hide talent. I say that a lot. You can't hide talent. And Joe Burrow definitely has talent. He has instincts. I think he has great instincts. Now, his offensive line is going to be a little worse than it was last year, seeing as though LSU's O-line won the best offensive line of the year in college football. But I think part of that was because Burrow can read blitzes so well, and he can get it out when he needs to. Even though he struggled early in the national championship game, he cooped up. He brought it together. He finished the job. He got the job done, which is what matters. But this Bill Polian dude thinks that Burrow will struggle as a rookie due to coronavirus. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of hearing everything about COVID. COVID. Well, why can't I get coffee? COVID. Why can't I go to the mall? COVID. Why isn't the grass growing this year? COVID. No. People are making up not only excuses, some people aren't doing their job. They're being lazy and blaming it on COVID. Trust me, I know. I hope that's not you. It better not be you. The key is to continue to grind, continue to work hard, no matter what COVID's doing. Nobody cares about COVID. Everybody cares about COVID too much. Look, we got to move on. We got to move on with our lives. I understand how important this is, but people like Bill Polian saying that Joe Burrow, the number one pick in the draft, will be unsuccessful as a rookie because of a virus. Now, I understand what he's saying here. I understand that he hasn't been able to work with the team, be with the team like he normally would have. But I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be unsuccessful because of that. Joe Burrow has so much talent, so much instincts. He's so coachable, as obvious as that was. He's the Heisman winner. He's the hottest man in football right now. And this guy thinks because some virus he's just gonna get set back all of a sudden. That's not how Joe Burrow works. You know that, and I know that. I mean, he's the man. I think he's gonna be a great rookie. I think he's gonna be Rookie of the Year. I do believe that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how anyone could not see that. Maybe Tua. I don't know. I haven't checked on Tua's injury status lately. Does anybody have anything to say about that? Tua. He was all right at the draft. Because he posted that video and everybody's like, oh, he's gonna go number 1 now. Tua's going number 1. No, Tua ain't going number 1. The Bengals and Burrow were a perfect setup. He's from Ohio. They're in Ohio. Tua's from Hawaii. That doesn't really mix with the Bengals. That's not how that works. But I think Tua's a great prospect. I think Burrow's better. I think Burrow proved himself more. Tua had that magical half. What was that? 3 years ago in the national championship. Granted, that was one of the greatest halves of football I've ever seen, and a great comeback. But Burrow's the man. Burrow will win Rookie of the Year. Finally, we're gonna wrap this up. Talking about a little golf. Golf's one of my favorite sports. I love golf. I'll talk about a lot of golf on this podcast. So today we're talking about the PGA Championship, which is in a couple weeks. I like to preview a couple weeks in advance for the PGA, seeing as though we haven't had a major in, what's it been, 12 months, something like that. Yeah, when was the Open last year? Was that the last major we had? Yeah, it was, and that was in July. So we haven't had a major in 12 months. I mean, I'm losing my mind. Y'all are losing your mind. Everybody's losing their mind. Everybody wants major golf. Everybody loves major championship golf. I'm not sure how I feel about the PGA being first this year. It feels weird. It felt weird in the spring, not having the Masters. Like, that's my transition. I don't know if it's yours, but like from winter to summer, there's March Madness and the Masters. And that's all spring is for me. I don't have like a real spring where it's like April and May and it drags out. No, spring is the Masters and March Madness. March Madness into the Masters. And then after the Masters, we're on to summer. I didn't have that this year. It was a really weird feeling. I was weirded out. You were probably weirded out. Everybody else was weirded out. It was tough. It was tough on me. The Masters, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same as it is in the spring. Now, I'm stoked that we're going to get 2 Masters in 6 months or whatever it is. It's November, so November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, 6 months. I'm thrilled about that. Nothing makes me happier than getting to watch the Masters twice in 6 months. But how is the course going to play different? How is it going? I think it's going to be. It could be a little firmer. I think it's going to play harder. To be honest, I think 5 under will win. 5, 6 under. I think it may play, depending on how they set up U.S. Open this year at Winged Foot, which they had the massacre there. When was it? Years ago, when they grew the rough out, people were breaking their wrists and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, breaking their wrists in there. You hit in the rough, might as well just get a cast. They had medics on site. I mean, it was crazy. But I think the Masters could play harder than the U.S. Open does this year, which would be, to me, fascinating to see. But, sorry, I got off topic. Let's go back to the PGA. Pick is Justin Thomas. I think he's been the most consistent player the past few years. I think he's due for another major. It's about time. I'm not sure he has the game. I'm not saying he can't win a Masters, but I'm not sure his game suits for a Masters or even a U.S. Open. Really, I think PGA suits him the best. I think it's PGA and U.S. Open. Yeah, British, I'm not sure it's there. around the greens. And the Masters, I'm not sure his touch is quite there. But PGA, U.S. Open, those are definitely his best two shots at winning. I think he's kind of like a Brooks. Brooks. I don't think Brooks is gonna win an Open. I could see Brooks winning a Masters, but I don't think Brooks will win an Open. But my pick's Justin. Now the head storyline, which I think is interesting because I love this guy, Spieth. Jordan Spieth is a great player. He was really good a few years ago, kind of fell off. He's kind of backpedaling. But he looks like he's playing different now. He's got a little oomph in him. He's trying to bring it back. He's bringing it back, baby. He's rolling that dice. He's backing up, Terry. He ain't backing up no more. He's coming back. Spieth, mark my words. Spieth is back. He's doing the Jordan unretirement, I'm back move. This is what's going to happen to Spieth. Tune in next time, a week from today, to hear more about Jordan Spieth's resurgence. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe. Go follow me on Insta. It's at Game Changing Podcast. Same logo, same everything. It's in the bio. Let me know in the comments how everything was. Thank you so much.